Optimus. And that's a little weird because a year ago, we all agreed that Tesla Optimus is probably the greatest product that will ever roam the face of the earth. Of course, there is a greater product than that, which is the AI satellites by SpaceX, but they don't roam the face of the earth. So Optimus will retain that position. Now, why are we not talking about Optimus and why is everyone seemingly ignoring this greatest of all products? Especially given the fact that Tesla is now all in into building this giant 10 million Optimus per year manufacturing page, not page, site. And the great Tech Buyer is providing us with his latest insight. Let me just dim down the sound of the campus of the Optimus factory. Look at this. This started in March this year. Here's April, and you see the time lapse how they're building out this giant 10 million Optimus factory, how it's growing and growing. Here's 13th of May, 27th of May, and you will keep seeing this time lapse of this giant factory being built. So seemingly something is going on with Tesla, and people wonder what these people are doing. I reported also in December last year here on Pioneer Lands that Tesla has secured supplier contracts for up to 70,000 Optimus end of this year, at least in terms of supply capability from China, all the different actuators and whatever goes into an Optimus. So they are ramping up and spending real money and committing real capital to a giant supply chain while they're also building up this huge site. And so that leaves us as investors wondering what is going on. Is Tesla even developing anything? Is this all fake news? Are they doing a bluff here? Or what is going on? And we now, today, got news from someone some people like and some other people don't like him. But let's take a look into what Jason Calacanis says, because he just visited the Optimus factory and he has some real things to say we should listen to. I want you guys to listen to that because there is a new insight here that Jason is presenting.
I saw one of the latest Optimus demos. I teased it at the beginning of the show. Can't say what I saw. But I can tell you what I saw is better than anything I just saw at these World Games. Optimus is going to be the greatest product ever made by humanity. It is next level. It's being built by Tesla. You know, they ripped out the Model X and the Model S factory lines and they're building these. Optimus is going to, if Optimus came to these games, I would predict Optimus wins 35 of 51 contests.
I mean, what specific, like why, what puts Optimus so far ahead of like Unitree or X-Humanoid or these companies that were showing off at Beijing?
I think, you know, in addition to the hardware that I think is 1.5 generations beyond these, I think the brain is like 5 generations behind these. This is not to diss anything happening in China. They're building legit.
By the way, let's look into what he's talking about here. He is talking about these games that you probably have seen on X in China. So China has these crazy robot games now, where they have this competition where robots, you know, go through these obstacle courses. They do fast running. They do all kinds of things here. And, you know, you see this giant competition in China between all kinds of robot factories, robot manufacturers. And Jason says, this is all child's play compared to the great Tesla Optimus. That's what he's saying. And he says Optimus is 1.5x to 2x ahead in terms of hardware and what it can do, or generations ahead. And in terms of brain, he says, I don't know if Jason is an expert in that, but he has seen what's actually going on. He has actually seen what's going on. And he says,
but I think Optimus is going to be the greatest selling product in the history of humanity. It will sell and provide more value than the iPhone. I would say iPhone is the greatest product made in the history of humanity. up until this point in terms of popularity, usage. You know what I'm saying, Lon? Like utility to the large, you could say the smartphone, but if you had to pick of the smartphones,
Right.
you would say iPhone.
Yeah.
Of the robots, Optimus, I will guarantee you, we will be sitting here in 10 years and there will be 1 billion Optimuses in the world. I didn't say 1 million. I didn't say 10 million. I didn't say 100 million. I said 1 billion.
So Jason Calacanis says, obviously Jason is not an expert in these things, but he predicts 1 billion Optimus robots by 2036. By the way, Pioneerland's base case that you can now check out starting tomorrow, I think, in pioneerlands.org. If you're a citizen, we will have the full Tesla model, the updated, very polished, very refined, latest Tesla stock model up, where you see all the different scenarios and projections. We are projecting roughly 500 million Optimus robots by 2040 in the base case. So we are pretty conservative compared to freaking Jason here, but Jason is not completely crazy. In our bull case, we also get close to not 1 billion by 2036. I think we get roughly to 2 billion by 2040. So he would be even more bullish than our bull case. But our base case also predicts 500 million Optimus robots by 2040, which is more than enough to make us very happy as shareholders if that happens. But the news here is that Jason just visited this plant. That is what where he is ahead of me and you and everyone, that he just saw what's going on there. He has seen with his own eyes through his beautiful glasses what is going on in the Tesla factory, in the Optimus factory in Palo Alto, where they produced, in Fremont, where they produced the Model S and X, ripped it out, put in Optimus. So this is the mini line, not what we just saw, the big manufacturing for 10 million, but the current line. And what Jason saw makes him believe that there's no one in the world who can compete, that Optimus right now as we speak is ready and absolutely killing it. I mean, I hope not killing it, you know what I mean, doing very well as a product, and that this thing will absolutely dominate everything. And I think
there'll be 1 billion Optimus robots in 2036.
that is interesting.
Wow. I will say this. I don't always see eye to eye with Elon in terms of branding. Like the Tesla robo-taxi cyber cabs you see driving around Austin with that weird cursive, like punk rock font. Like, I don't like that. In terms of branding, not for me. But Optimus as the name for your robot, 10 out of 10. The best possible, the best possible name. What could make you feel better about owning a robot than having it be named after pop culture's #1 kindest and most respected robot?
Any new company needs to focus on their customer.
We don't need that. So a clear, extreme endorsement of Optimus. And I think that counts for something regardless of what you think. Some people are Jason Calacanis fans. Some people are critical of him. I think he's okay. But the point here is that he just visited the factory and that we should take this very seriously. As someone who just saw this, who's familiar with robots, he's saying of the all-in crew, I'm sure he looked at other humanoid robots, and he's saying Optimus is tremendously far ahead of the Chinese robots, and the Chinese robots are ahead of everyone else. I think that says something, and it's also in line with what I would expect. We know how important Optimus is. We know we don't get any demos here. We will get the final product when it's ready, which will be next year, in my opinion. And then we will go all out, because once you demo or once you show the robot, you need to sell tens of thousands of them right away to stay ahead of the competition. So that is very, very interesting. I know Max Cameron says that Calacanis invested $25,000 in Uber at a $5 million valuation and made 4,000x his money. That is his claim to fame exactly. And his second claim to fame is that he is on the All In podcast and has important friends. So that is very interesting. And I do think we are underestimating this. Of course, Tesla doing terrible today as always. as a stock, we know it's not getting anywhere. It dropped like crazy yesterday. I'm not happy about it. I am all in right now, very tactically and synthetically levered. I mean, I'm doing pretty well right now, but yesterday this drop was bad, and I would expect a little stronger recovery today. Let's see what happens, because we have Robotaxi launch or Cybercab launch coming up September 3rd next week. And I do think and I do expect strongly that we go back to 380 plus. And the question is just, what games will the stock play with us? Should we stay down here at 360, 370? I don't even think it's going to be a sell the news event. If we go back to 400, 420, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a sell the news event. You have to look at these things big picture. And of course, Optimus is not going to move the needle for the stock today or next week or anytime soon. For us, Optimus provides alpha by following the Optimus developments and understanding better than anyone else what is actually happening. And I have extremely high conviction that Optimus launches next year, that this launch will be very serious and not a demo, that this launch will be commercial, and that Tesla plans to leapfrog the market and push robots hardcore into the market sometime next year, and that this giant factory will be ready probably by the end of next year, this 10 million Optimus capacity factory. So you understand how it works. If you want to generate alpha, you have to look at a stock like SpaceX or a stock like Tesla, even a stock like Micron or Nvidia, but SpaceX and Tesla are special. You have to look at the stock from multiple angles. You have to have multiple balls in the air per stock. You need to understand, for Tesla, what is the core business doing? What is energy doing? What is Robotaxi Cybercab doing? And what is Optimus doing? And you need to understand when these things will hit their own inflection points, that you put on a timeline and understand when these inflections likely happen, and that gives you the catalyst. And then you understand what each catalyst does to the stock, and then you look at the stock at 352 and understand this thing is absolutely ridiculously undervalued and will hit inflection points, in my opinion, absolutely guaranteed in the next 6 months on Cybercab, and the next 18 months, if you say guaranteed, on Optimus. So there you have it. That is my take on the Optimus situation. Important update. We should not forget about these things, even though Cybercab is all the rage right now, even though not for the stock, but for us. Let's see what everyone is saying. Let's go into the comments. We have Droid back on the stream. Droid, welcome. We have Epistepoet. Well done with the sound. Thank you. I shut it down. We have Tesla Q. I hope not Tesla Q. What? And then Geodeck is asking, what is it going to take for Tesla to finally increase in price? I think it will increase in price now. That's what I think. I think we go up $30. If you need to know my bet, which is a literal bet, I think we go up $30 probably this week, but latest next week. And then we have to see how it goes. I think between 380 and 400, I'm not too concerned about sell the news. We probably take a little bit of a hit. Over 400, it will be a harder sell the news probably, unless Tesla does something tremendous and deploys like 200 Cybercabs, which I don't think they will. He has Trevor Milton vibes. Yeah, you might be right. He's talking about Jason Calacanis, but he's just a podcast at this point. Be like Tesla, where they can do over-the-air updates. Who? I hope Optimus delivers. China is far ahead right now. Well, according to Jason, China is behind. And I do think China is behind, to be totally frank. I think Tesla is leading that race. Why do I think that? Tesla is very competent and Optimus has an absolute super high priority. Everything in Tesla that Elon is working on is Terafab and Optimus. I'm pretty sure about that. I think Cybercab is a done deal. He's not even focusing on that because it's behind him. It's already done. Droid says, I'm confident, but I totally understand the concerns too. Hopefully just not a scaling game, but rather a Tesla technology software advantage. I mean, these things are obviously complicated. Look at what they did with Grokbot. Look how they dominate the whole thing. In case you didn't notice, like Grokbot is absolutely killing it because they're smart cookies. And that is why I'm so bullish on Tesla Optimus. This is a non-trivial problem to solve, not just a technological problem, but also a product problem. You have to understand what you build these things for. Tesla power business growing really fast. That is not surprising given the power situation on Earth. So I do think that is absolutely correct. We have Tesla Nerdy. Hi from Sweden. Do you believe in a SpaceX merger? I bought some SpaceX increase of not. And if so, when? I think the SpaceX merger is happening earliest next year. That's just my take. Who knows? But it's just too complicated to do the merger short term. I think it's happening next year or maybe the year after. I don't think anyone needs to be in a rush. I think it will absolutely happen. I think SpaceX will absolutely be killing it after December. They have some unlock problems and selling pressure. But I think they will do very well next year on terrestrial compute, and then they will do very well on space AI. Here, just tuned in. Thoughts on NVIDIA earnings coming up tomorrow. We have NVIDIA earnings. Well, I don't have any specific opinions on NVIDIA. Obviously, they're going to kill it. Obviously, they're going to beat. Obviously, everything will be amazing. But to try to play NVIDIA earnings based on market sentiment and everything, that's a fool's errand, in my opinion, with a stock of that much of a high profile. Normally, I never play earnings. I only went out of Tesla before these earnings because of the greater market circumstance where it was pretty clear to me this cannot go well, and it didn't. If anything on NVIDIA, I would say they are continuously making rapid progress, and they're a little undervalued right now. I mean, fundamentally, they're very undervalued, but NVIDIA is also not doing too well when you look at the 6 months chart. Look at this. They were at a high at 230 in May. They didn't go anywhere. After this Aschenbrenner debacle here, they were at a ridiculous 190. I can't even believe this. And now they're railing back, and then they fell back. So on a chart level, it's likely that NVIDIA should go up because it's too much down. I mean, the earnings won't have too many surprises. It's going to be all amazing. And then depending if the people want to sell it or not, they're going to decide the narrative. And since it's not very high, I don't think they want to sell it. So they're going to say, fine, they beat, make it neutral, make it go up a little bit. That's my best guess. Because honestly, there won't be much surprises. So then it's up to the market. If NVIDIA would be at 230, I would say it's definitely going down after earnings because they're going to spin it in like, oh, whatever, CapEx or some stupid stuff. But down here, I would be cautiously bullish on earnings, but I'm not playing. I am actually playing it now that I think about it. I have some short puts just because of high premiums, but a very small little bet because I can't stop myself. Small bet. Elon, hold on to your stock. Well, not surprisingly, Elon says that. Miniko says, hi, you. Hello, Miniko. Cryptopractor says, merger next year, dog and pony show on the 3rd, which will provide another, the 3rd, September 3rd. NVIDIA is due to pop. Yeah, I'm betting on a slight pop. Actually, I sold 207.5 short puts. So as long as it stays over 207, I win. Optimus is going to wipe my ass, Matt Vogue. So I don't have to go to the nursing home early. Well, hopefully AI also creates some, fountain of youth so you don't have to go to the nursing home anytime soon. But once you're there, yes, Optimus is going to be waiting for you. I've been holding Tesla at 433 since last November. Is it ever going to reach my average again? If I had to make a bet, I would say you reach your average again soon. Did you just pronounce your name as Yo? Yo. Joe. I had a discussion with Herbert today. He said I should say Johannes. He likes Johannes better than Joe. Johannes is my actual name. He says Joe sounds too regular, and I should use my real name because it sounds so Fancy. Um, pop means drop or go up. Go up, I think. What did he say? Pop normally means go up. If I had to make a bet, Nvidia goes up at earnings, but it's a low conviction call. So Johannesburg, exactly. So that is the situation. Let's look at the pathetic little Tesla performance today. Where are we? Oh, it's going up a little bit. Whatever. Here we were on a good way. I want this thing to close at 360. That would make me happy. Or 356. That's fine with me. I don't think this thing, it should be very hard to drop this more, but who knows? Tesla always knows how to surprise us and to frustrate us. It goes up 5%, then ends the day negative 5%, exactly. But as you know, I have my thesis here that is very clear. Tesla is hilariously undervalued, given Cybercap, given Optimus, given the whole situation, given all-time highs, given the history of the stock, technicalities of the stock market and where the stock market is currently and the entire situation. It is just ridiculously undervalued. And instead of complaining, we should take advantage of that. You're getting basically, at least my favorite stock, discounted. So I try to ride the bull. I hope the bull shows up, of course. So that's it for now. We keep it short. And we will see what happens. But Optimus is coming. I remain extremely bullish on Optimus. I think people have forgotten. Like, you need to connect the dots. Elon is talking a lot. I understand it. But Tesla is a very mature and very smart company. If they take actions beyond Elon's words, like scaling Cybercap, building out massive manufacturing capabilities, and for Optimus, do you want me to show to you again the Optimus situation? Like, this is non-trivial that they are building out this giant thing. You that this is a big deal, that they are building out this giant factory. Look at this. 10 million capacity. You need to understand that a company like Tesla is not building a 10 million capacity building. Oh, wait, what is going on? They are not building this just out of boredom. They are building it because they think they are ready. Look at this. They think they're ready when this thing is being finished. And my estimate is that this factory will be up and running in absolutely latest Q4 2027. So let that sink in. They could manufacture thousands and tens of thousands right now in Fremont, but they don't want tens of thousands. They want 10 million. And they are building it now, and they will have it in Q4 2027, ready to rumble. Not 10 million, but a million easily. So don't underestimate this whole situation. Optimus is 2 years out from changing the stock price. No, I think it's 15 months out from changing the stock price. Maybe even less. 12 to 15 months. Yeah, but even if Matt Vogue, if they release tens of thousands of these things and people see them, I don't know. This is going to happen. Like, look at the factory. This factory is built for commercial. Not sure the stock will go up anytime soon. Maybe sell some for Bitcoin or MicroStrategy. Well, I have Bitcoin and I have MicroStrategy. When will we get a picture of Elon overseeing all Optimus information like the end of Star Wars Episode 2 when Palpatine oversees his clone army? Probably by 2028. When the end of the world is coming. Okay, that's it for today. We know what's going on. I will conclude it with one last check of our favorite loser stock. Just kidding. I have a lot of Tesla, but I'm not happy with today. And see you guys very soon. Imagine thousands of Optimus bots rushing into the Spanish border. That would be cool, like an invasion of Optimus, and they would then get like psychological. They would all get these liberal women coming to the Optimus and cooking them soup or something when they invade the border. Do you think we'll get an Elita? Elita? Is that a female robot? Okay, guys, now I have to wrap it up. I have to go. But it was a pleasure to welcome all of you. We didn't do the round where everyone is from, but good to see you guys. We continue tomorrow. The Age of AGI is here. Go to pioneerlands.org, by the way. We have amazing things coming up, including the Tesla model. Pioneerlands this week. A massive additional update on the website. But now, thank you guys. Be cautious of the Optimus robots and the cyber caps. And see you very soon.